Belize's economy depends majorly on ecotourism as its source of economic income. Its serene beauty, as well as its ancient ruins and pristine coral reefs, make it a common place for tourists to learn about culture and marine organisms. Belize is famous for its cave systems, barrier reef, ziplining, and ancient Mayan ruins.
There's Macy ziplining.
Being as its economy relies on tourism, the decline of one economy, the U.S. for example, means a decline tenfold for the Belizean economy because they aren't getting their source of income. The cave systems in Belize are intriguing for tourists because they provide an inside look at a Mayan culture. Aktun Tuniknil Mugnal, or ATM Cave for short, is one of the most popular caves. The Mayans believed that it was the link to another world, a world of spirits. So bloodletting and various ritualistic offerings were presented here. While exploring the cave, you see vases made by the Mayans, some broken, some still intact. You also see the remains from Mayan sacrificial victims, even the remains from what is said to be a Mayan princess, or a high figure in Mayan society. Other cave systems let you tube through the river that runs through them. I believe this doesn't give you nearly the experience as ATM Cave, where you climb over and under rocks to get to the Mayan treasure at the end. The reef is a very interesting attraction for tourists because of the natural beauty and the reef fish that are only found on this reef system. Shark Ray Alley is one of the tourist hotspots because they get to interact with the various species of rays and docile nurse sharks found in Belize. This interaction gives tourists hands-on experience that helps them sympathize for the cause of keeping these marine organisms alive, and assists in getting rid of the threatening stereotypes of sharks and rays. The Mayan ruins are a famous sight because they provide insight to what life was like back when the Mayan civilization was the grand civilization of its time. Tourists get to climb the very steps the Mayans did thousands of years ago, so the tourist can step into the Mayan shoes, so to speak. Also, the ruins allow people to expand their imagination in what the site looked like before all the vegetation grew over it. 3 sites that are visited often are Lamanai, Cajalpec, and Zunantunich. In Lamanai, tourists were able to climb steep temples and hopefully hear the howls from nearby howler monkeys that are residential to this area. Cajalpec, meaning place of ticks, is well known for the calendar made by buildings that line up with the sun. Zunantunich may be the most famous of the sites because it is the second tallest building in all of Belize. Tourists are able to climb the building and see the border of Guatemala and Belize.
So I'm finally made it up to the top temple of Zunantunich, and to be honest, I'm terrified to be standing right here. As you can see behind me, temples and the pyramid in the middle, and then the forest behind us, and Guatemala is over there, if you could see. I mean, that little road, which you probably can't see, there's a road that just separates Guatemala from Belize, which is a couple feet that way. And there's this awesome glyph. It's called a frieze. It's kind of like hieroglyphics. I took a picture of it, and I probably should have taken a video, but I didn't.
Without tourists coming to Belize, the economy will decline rapidly and soon collapse. Most of the jobs in Belize rely on tourists buying their products like conch and wood carvings, and other means of handcrafted items. Without tourists buying that merchandise, the workers will get no money to feed their families and sustain their living conditions. I believe the very things that make tourists want to visit Belize should be better known through advertisements. That way, Belize at least stands a chance against the declining world economy.